We should rethink that a little bit. Maybe we need more excuses.
Antelope Tag this year in Wyoming.
Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, which is, it's not the most impossible thing to draw in Wyoming. It's really hard just to pull out your camera like in the midst of, if you're walking over a ridge or something, and then it's just like game on at that point in time. You completely forget about that camera.
Or, it's not that I forget.
I'm hoping to buy a new muzzleloader this year, actually. I have it, and I don't need...
Do we need to go ask your wife about this?
I may have mentioned it to her.
What's up, John?
How's it going?
Good. You?
Good, doing well. This is going to be our 4th of July edition.
Yeah.
Squeezing one in early in the day on the 4th of July.
Someone visiting from out of town.
We do.
Mr. Jack?
Yeah, my son Jack is here visiting from Laramie, Wyoming. Mm-hmm. So we thought we'd throw him in on the podcast and get his kind of insights on some Wyoming stuff. And
he drew a tag.
Yep, drew an antelope tag this year in Wyoming.
Pretty excited about that.
Yeah, which is, it's not the most impossible thing to draw in Wyoming, but kind of glad that I did draw it.
Right.
It's pretty much everything in Wyoming draw. I get points, so I know that side of it. But as a resident, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like here where you just get over the counter tags for general hunts in certain areas and certain times of year. But I mean, as a resident of Wyoming, there's plenty of opportunity to hunt elk, deer, and antelope every single year.
Yeah, but
antelope's draw only. So, but
it is.
Yeah,
even for residents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, when you said elk. So as a resident, you can get an elk tag every year.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we're fortunate for that too. There's so many states out there that aren't.
Exactly. So I think this is kind of cool, and I could be wrong too, but when you so you have a general elk tag, they call them, right?
Right.
And you can hunt both archery and rifle, is that correct?
Yeah, so certain units, I mean, there's a lot of rules that go into where you can hunt, can't hunt, and with what and without. So as in Wyoming, most general tags you can have an archery season and a rifle season for.
And that's the tag you have?
Yeah.
Right. Which you had that a couple years ago, and we got that footage. You got that, you filmed it yourself, which has turned out really good.
Yep. Same area too.
Is it? Oh, cool. And you did go archery as well, right?
Yes, that's right. I did.
Yeah.
Same area where you shot the 6-point bull? Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're asking?
The bull. Oh no, so that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, yeah. So that bull tag that I drew 2-3 years ago, I guess now.
Yeah.
That's a same area actually where I hunted antelope, but I haven't drawn that tag again. I put in for a different area with a little bit better odds.
Okay. Just
so I can hunt more, I guess, have a better opportunity to hunt. But
right.
So. But your elk tag, you can get an elk tag and hunt archery, and then if you don't, you can kill a rifle this year, correct? Or only when you draw?
I guess I don't really understand what you're asking.
So you're gonna get an elk tag this year?
Right. Yes.
Can you hunt archery?
Yes.
And then if you don't kill, you can hunt rifle?
Yes, in the same season. Yeah.
Okay. So cool.
I mean, there's set dates for rifle and archery season. But yes.
I didn't mean to confuse you. I know antelope was. We started about antelope.
Exactly. So same situation with deer for you this year as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can hunt both archery and during the archery season and rifle season.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess that's the same as here on some of our general tags.
Yeah. Did you put in for Idaho?
I did. I put in for archery antelope tag here in Idaho, and I did draw it, which was
nice.
Awesome.
You're gonna be out there.
So.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be out there with you guys.
Good. Show us how it's done.
Yeah, right.
I'll show you how.
Because you got your new shiny bow this year.
I did get a new shiny bow this year. Super excited about it. It shoots way better than I do. So.
I know the bad thing is I was making arrows yesterday, as a matter of fact, and my stepdaughter was watching me do it, and she was asking me why I do it as opposed to archery shops and and whatnot, and I feel like because I use one jig, all mine are all the same instead of, you never know if they have a dozen jigs, if they're exactly the same. But then I just take away every excuse then.
That's true.
But I'd rather have that than and know that, have the confidence. you
Yeah,
know, that
exactly.
when I
And
go
then, like, say you take as much out of the equation as
Yeah.
possible.
I need all the help I can
many
get.
excuses, I guess. And it comes down to you either shooting good or not shooting good.
Yeah,
it's not the equipment.
No, dang it.
I know that sucks. Actually,
I have had
we should rethink that a little bit. Maybe we need more excuses.
I have had malfunctions in the field, and
Yeah.
so I mean it still does happen, but I took my arrow excuse away.
Right. And that's a good one to take away for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So cool. Are you going to be out opening first few days in?
For
Antelope for
here, I will be. Yeah, it'll probably be here about 4 or 5 days after opening.
Nice.
So
Nice.
Yeah. And so in Wyoming, you have your tag that you drew,
right,
Antelope, and your girlfriend also drew the same tag, right?
right, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we put it in as a party, and I figured if I draw it, she might as well come along and learn what it's all about.
Right.
I mean, she's never been out hunting before. I figured it's a good one to get her started on, just to realize what actually goes in with hunting. You know,
Right.
I mean, it's not the most insane back end kind of hunt, so it's kind of nice just to get her started on something
Yeah.
that's easier.
Right.
Yeah.
So
And she'll probably hunt with a rifle.
yeah, she'll hunt with a rifle. I mean, she does own a bow and she shoots it, but she doesn't just feel as confident as she would like to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That's good. That you mean you don't want her out there until she does have that confidence.
right.
Right. So you guys could have a freezer full of antelope meat.
Yeah.
You fill all 3 of those
Oh, I
tags
know,
this year.
yeah.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Having 3 tags.
Yeah.
Full.
And I'm assuming you do like antelope meat.
I do.
Good. Yeah.
It's the best meat on
I
earth.
love it. Yeah,
Oh,
I had
man.
some last night. I had a little get together and I grilled some up, thinking I was going to kind of keep it for work, and it was gone.
It's on. It's gone.
Yeah.
They have to be very special people for me to cook antelope when someone's here.
Well, and I got this was the back straps, the loins, and like I grilled it up. I wasn't even thinking, but I had a whole bunch of other stuff I was grilling too, and I threw it out there, and they're like, "What is this?" And my answer usually is when somebody comes and eats at my house, when they ask what it is, I say, all I'm going to say is it had parents. So I'll tell you after you eat it. And
Right.
everyone loved it.
That's hilarious.
And they had some a couple different kinds of sausages too.
Okay.
And they hadn't had bear.
Yeah.
So they thought, man, this is really good.
Everybody enjoyed everything you
Loved
cooked.
it. They loved it. And so it's
cool.
nice when, and here's the thing, like the one couple, they aren't hunters, but they still vote.
Yeah.
And we did talk about the whole, because I told them about, I don't really want to get too much off the subject, but this is like for our bears, we don't have to keep the bear meat.
Right.
And I told them, I don't kill a bear every year by choice. Most of the time it's by choice.
Yeah.
But when I do, they said, well, you don't keep it then? I said, no, I won't shoot it. I mean, yes, I do keep it.
Right.
I'm not going to go hunt a bear and not keep the meat.
Right.
And I know they appreciated that. And like I know we've talked in the past about, it's not the hunters. The hunters we pretty much know are going to vote. The antis we pretty much know are going to how they're going to vote.
Right.
It's the ones in the middle, and that's the majority of the voters that can make a difference on how things can sway.
Yeah.
And when they see the respect you have as an outdoorsman, that can make a big difference. And then when they taste it and they realize, yeah, that's good, they're
It is.
utilizing it.
Yeah.
So
And the hope is too. And I think that, gosh, we're totally getting off the subject,
Yeah,
but
me
whatever.
too.
That's what we do, right? But anyway, I think the reason the fishing game does not make you keep the meat is a lot of times, like, people don't want to eat it. There are hunters that won't hunt
Yeah.
bears if they
Right.
have to take the meat just
Right.
because. And so for population control, I think
because they do need to be managed.
they need to be managed, yeah, because there are. I don't think people realize how many of them
Yeah.
are out there,
Yeah.
and so you have to let them go ahead and hunt and not keep the meat.
Yeah. I honestly can't say. I can honestly say that I don't know of anyone that leaves it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either, but
Yeah.
there's no doubt in my mind people do.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some people that do,
But yeah,
Leave
and
it.
whatever.
Yeah.
If it's legal, I mean, I prefer people to take it.
yeah,
I'm definitely taking it.
yeah.
But
too.
if they don't, they're not breaking the law, so
Right.
that's okay.
Speaking of that, bear hunting in Wyoming, have you done any of that?
I've been trying. It's not as easy as it sounds.
Really?
Yeah, bear
Because there's no.
tough.
Is there baiting in Wyoming?
Yes, you can bait in Wyoming. I know the rules are pretty stringent on baiting, what you can use to bait with, and like how many locations you can bait.
Oh.
So I'm not 100% savvy on the rules, so I just mostly go out and spot stock or.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if I really wanted to get into bait hunting, I would actually try and find some bears a little bit better.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen. I've seen 1 or 2 black bears in a couple areas, but I haven't really seen that many bears.
And you're busy with your job, so I know your time is somewhat limited too. So.
Yeah.
And you're on the eastern side of the state, so it's more deserty. So bears probably aren't as prevalent on that side, I would assume, as say around Jackson Hole area and all that.
Right. There's quite a few bears in that on the western side, but on the eastern side, I've heard quite a few people saying there's bears out there and whatnot, but I just haven't seen a whole lot of them, and I don't even know where to start. I mean, I'm going to get into it eventually, but
yeah.
Well,
how many years you been there now?
This will be my 4th hunting season there.
Nice.
And you've drawn 2 elk tags.
Yeah.
And now 3 antelope tags and no deer tags yet.
And no deer tags. No.
Dang.
Yeah.
But you still get points, right?
No points for residents for deer, elk, antelope. Wow. Only for bighorn sheep and moose. So.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which Wyoming actually is going to change, or they put out a poll this year to ask people questions about changing the point system for residents and non-residents, as they're going to pool the points together this year, or they're wanting to. They're just putting out feelers. What they're saying is, like, instead of having 7 points, like the person with the highest points is going to draw it.
Yeah.
They're going to square your tags. So if you had 7 points and you put in for it, now you're going to have 49 entries for it. So, which I think would actually work out a whole lot better, but I don't know if they're going to implement it. We'll see what the people say. But
I heard rumors something about they did cut some tags this year. Is that true, right?
Yeah, so they cut some tags for antelope and deer this year because of diseases and the drought that we've been having. I guess antelope has fallen in population for the past 3 years.
Really?
They're not reproducing at the rates that they want them to. So, which there is a load of tags for antelope in Wyoming. It's not hard to draw one, even now that they cut a lot of them. So, I mean, it's not a huge deal. But for deer, I know that CWD has really taken a hit on the deer population. So getting a deer on a general tag is harder than it usually has been for the residents there.
Is that whitetail or muleys?
Both.
The CWD, they've had problems with both.
With both, yes. Yeah. So, hopefully the population, starts to come back from that and bring back some better antelope or better mule deer hunting in the area.
Yeah. I've been getting points, but I haven't put in yet, and I don't even know how many points I got there.
Yeah. I have, I think, 4 for deer and 3 or 4 for deer and antelope. Well, I'll have 4 this year, I guess. Actually, I have 3.
Because you didn't draw.
Because I didn't draw. Yes, we don't want to talk about that again.
Strike 3.
I'll start. I need some antidepressant medicine or whatever.
I need my safe space.
Right, exactly. So now hopefully we'll do that next year, but we'll see.
And gear-wise, what are you shooting?
I just picked up the Matthews V3X and the 33-inch axle. It's a pretty slick bow.
Yeah, I've been here. I've heard some good things about that bow.
Yeah, I like it. It's super well balanced, and like I said, it does shoot better than I do most of the time.
And for your gun?
I have a Bagara 7 mag, which is just it's amazing. I haven't had a problem with that.
Great
rifle.
all-around gun.
Yeah. If I shoot the Berger VLDs, 168 grains, and that gun is amazing.
Huh.
I will say I have no issues with shooting 600 yards with that thing. So.
Is that the one your girlfriend's going to shoot?
Hopefully. I don't know. She doesn't like shooting that one too much. It does kind of kick a little bit, but I don't like to think so. But I'm way bigger than she is, so.
That's true, huh? Maybe we can find something a little lighter for the.
How about suppressors there in Wyoming? I don't know enough about it, so I hope you don't mind me asking you a few questions. Are they legal there?
I don't know. I'm not really all into the suppressor knowledge, I guess. I don't know too much about them. I would like to actually start learning a little bit more about them. I think they're pretty nice.
Yeah.
Especially for I shot with a suppressor for the first time this year.
Yeah.
On my 7 mag.
Yeah.
Yeah, the noise was insane. I didn't realize how much it dropped.
Yeah.
But like the recoil too. Like
Yeah.
it just basically took it all away.
Yeah.
It was like I was shooting
That's
like a
why I
22.
asked that, because I know
Yeah.
my daughter drew a tag, had a tag a couple years ago. Her gun, we put the suppressor on it, and I know it added a little bit of weight, but when it come down to the shot, you don't have to worry about your ears and I mean, if I'm shooting target, I'll still put some hearing protection in.
Right,
But as far as when you're on, and it's nice, you take that one shot, your ear's not ringing for
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you got like a muzzle brake on it.
Yeah.
That. And the recoil. I mean, she didn't
Yeah.
booger one bit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, anyway, and you, John, we were talking earlier about your gear, your muzzle loader. What caliber you shoot?
Well, I'm hoping to buy a new muzzleloader this year. Actually, I have and I don't need.
Do we need to go ask your wife about this?
I may have mentioned it to her, but that's about as far as we've got. But I need to make that decision soon. Luckily, it's not till it's a November. Get to hunt deer in the rut. That's that's thing. But anyway, yeah. So I have a CVA inline. I can't remember the model it is, but I've had it for quite a few years, and. Yeah, I don't know. I've shot 2 mule deer and an elk with it, so it's fine. But I just want a new excuse to buy a new one. So whether I do or not, I don't know. But yeah, I'm hoping to get a new. I've been looking at a different CVA Acura. I'm not super familiar with them yet. I've just been doing a little research, so that's kind of where I'm leaning for price wise and stuff. Obviously, you can spend a pile of money now on muzzle loaders, which I have a hard time doing that because you don't get those tags. There's not very many opportunities on with muzzle loader here. I mean, I guess there are, but not places I'm knowledgeable about, I guess. So there's not that many tags. So it doesn't make sense for me. I've tried to draw muzzleloader tags it's been probably 3 years since I've drawn a muzzleloader tag. So I can't see spending, a couple $1,000 on a muzzleloader. I'm not going to get that hunt with. They're starting to. That might be a little high, but not much. I mean, 1,500. You can go way higher than that too, but you got to be careful too because you watch all those. I've been watching YouTube videos, but there's a lot of restrictions in Idaho on what you can shoot as far as muzzleloader hunts and stuff go. Yeah. So you got to be careful
still a lot of primitive.
With that.
They keep it more primitive. Loose powder.
Loose powder. Yeah. Yep, it's got to be loose powder.
No 209 primers.
No 209 primers, right? Yeah, you have to use caps and no scopes.
Scopes, yeah.
Yeah, it has
Unless
to be
it's
open
short
sights.
range.
Yeah, so and that's another confusing thing about Idaho too is if it's a short range hunt, you can shoot all that stuff.
Which short range is archery, muzzleloader, or handgun. You can shoot those.
And you can probably shoot a crossbow, I would imagine, too.
Yeah.
So there's different rules for that than a muzzleloader only season. Then you have to have open sights, no primers, all that kind of stuff, loose powder, they restrict you quite a bit, which is fine.
Yeah.
It
does keep it short.
Exactly.
I mean, it keeps your range out.
Right, yeah.
Because I know some of those muzzleloaders,
those guys can shoot several hundred yards with that, and it's which is cool. I mean, that's your thing, but to me, a muzzleloader it's really close to archery hunting. You don't have to be quite as close, but 100 yards is. I think the bull I shot actually was probably 100 and I can't remember. I'll have to watch a video. 140 yards or something like that. I mean, I was guessing too because I lost my rangefinder as I was crawling up to get the shot, so I did guess a range on him, but it was over 100 yards easily. So, but that's maxed out.
Yeah,
on my muzzleloader.
I did run into a guy who had a short range weapon, Antelope Tag, and as we were talking, I realized I looked at his gun and saw the scope and everything on it, and he told me he had no problem shooting 300 yards in antelope with that.
Yeah.
It's
that's just crazy. I mean, it'd be fun though. I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
Sure.
But
yeah, I do kind of like the getting close.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, we'll see how that all turns out.
Yeah. So we got Tussie coming out for antelope, which will be good.
We do. Yeah. Got his plane tickets. Mike Tussey's, I don't know what his title is, but he's our
Nomad. He's our hook, or not really hookup, I should say, the man we go to for Nomad.
Yeah.
Yep. He's the one who initially contacted me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So he's going to come out and do a antelope hunt with us.
Yeah. Archery. He's pretty excited about that. He drew that tag.
Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to meet him in person because we haven't done that yet.
No.
Talked on the phone a lot, texts and stuff like that, but that'll be cool.
And we probably got, probably 7-8 tags again this year.
Oh, yeah. I would say at least 8. Yeah. So
I think we should do campfire.
Yeah, podcast. That'll be fun. Yeah, I'll take all the gear out there, and that'll be a lot of fun, actually. So we'll do that.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Antelope camp is always like that, too, is where, it's not like hard-ass hunting.
No.
You're sitting in a blind.
Yeah.
But in the evenings, you can, just after you get back.
Exactly.
Have a nice cookie.
Yeah, I don't hunt till dark. When it comes to antelope, I can't sit in the blind that long. So usually by mid-afternoon.
I've watched, water holes and stuff when I was scouting, and very rarely you see them like deer will come in and elk just before dark.
Exactly.
Maybe they do. I don't know, but I
for the first time ever, I put trail cameras out on a hole last year, and really don't see that many in the evening. So there were some pictures of some, but not. Most of them are
heat of the day.
Yeah. It seems like the sweet spot is between starts about 10 or 11 in the morning, and then they're pretty much done by 2:00 in the afternoon. Now that's not 100% correct, but that's, if you just hunted those hours, you'd probably be pretty safe.
I know a lot of your videos, you're walking out to the blind and it's daylight.
It's daylight, yeah. I learned that a long time ago, and it's, whatever, probably a little lazy, but
and here's me.
You don't miss that much. You don't miss much. I can't tell you how many times. I've walked in and there's not like antelope all over the place when you're walking in just after daylight. So whatever.
I can only think of one that I shot. It was early enough, like when I took pictures, the flash went off. It was just barely. It was barely. It was daylight when he showed it, but. It was really early in the morning. The sun was up, obviously, but it hadn't came over the little hill.
Right.
So the flash turned on, and I was like, really?
That's hilarious.
This is early?
That's hilarious. Yeah, I can remember. I can only remember one time, and I was actually out there by myself. This was quite a few years ago, but I got in my blind, early, and I was pretty early. It was after daylight, but barely. And I sat down in my chair and looked up, and there's a really nice buck standing there looking at me, and it's like, oh.
You weren't ready?
No. I wasn't even close. Anyway, so that was the only one I feel like I've ever screwed up.
Taking notes, right, Jack?
Right? Yeah.
Oh, I've been out there plenty enough times to...
Yeah,
you
I
killed
know how that one goes,
Yeah. I'm kind of notorious for sleeping in my blind. Part of it is I'm only going to hunt a day or so.
Right.
And I don't want to set up a tent and all that.
Exactly, yeah.
And I'm small enough I can sit at the right angle.
That's true. I still tend to, if I go by myself, I put a cot in the back of my truck because I want to sleep comfortable. I couldn't, I don't want to sleep on that ground if I don't have to.
I always take a nice pad, so it's pretty. It's pretty comfortable.
Sure.
But here again, not big as you are, tall as you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, well.
Short and sweet today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's 4th of July special.
Yep.
Yeah. I got to get some ribs on the smoker.
Nice.
So we got about a 6-hour smoke on those, so I got to get that going.
Shoot, 6 hours? I'll be back.
Yeah, you'll be back.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you coming, Jack.
Yeah, it was a good talk.
Yeah.
So that was fun. It was good. This was the last second decision, actually.
Yeah.
And have Jack come. We didn't even think about it, but have him come sit in with us and do this. It was because
he's been a part of Sagebuck Outdoor videos and stuff for enough years.
Jack's been filming his hunts in Wyoming, and we did some filming here before we moved there. And
I thought it was pretty cool. I remember the first year he filmed out there. When you told me he got some footage by himself,
Right.
I know you're
Pretty excited. Yeah.
pretty excited, and it turned out good.
All right.
And you've upgraded some things since then, haven't you? Didn't you upgrade, or was that the original camera you bought?
So I have a few other cameras, but I still mostly use that camera for most of my videoing.
Yeah.
So, which I really like that camera. It's really user friendly. So,
It's good.
You need that when you're especially filming yourself.
Yeah.
Make it dummy proof.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's really hard just to pull out your camera like
Yeah.
in the midst of, if you're walking over a ridge or something, and then it's just like game on at that point in time.
I know.
You completely forget about that camera.
Or, it's not that I forget. I go, shit, John's going to be mad.
Yeah, right.
But I've apologized several times to John for
I tend to try to make people feel bad for not getting the shot, but
Yeah.
I'd probably do it more than
I actually
anybody else.
I watched all of our antelope videos from last year the other night, and I looked at mine where I was like, you couldn't see the arrow hit, or if
Right.
you could, it was just barely because the blind.
Yep.
And
It's hard.
the antelope didn't follow the script.
Right? Rarely do they, huh? Dang things. I
never
can't
went
remember.
for me.
Mine. Oh, I had somebody filming for me last year, so
See?
Scott was done.
See?
So that's going to be actually helpful. We have,
Yeah.
I think this year, because we have that many tags.
Yeah.
Like we're going to be sitting in blinds together.
Yeah.
And one person filming, one person hunting. That just makes it a lot easier.
Yeah.
Less stuff for the hunter to try to concentrate on.
And someone can really, because sometimes when after they get shot, to get on the animal and follow them and everything is
Right.
challenging. Where if you have somebody that's all they're doing,
Yep.
then
100%. No excuses not to get it on film at that point, right?
yeah,
So
cool.
should be a good year.
Yep.
Super excited about antelope this year.
Yeah,
And getting to hunt with Jack again. We haven't got to do that in quite a while.
yeah,
So
that's
I'm
awesome.
I'm stoked to be able to spend some time with him out there. And
We got some more gear. We've got some gear episodes coming up here soon.
yeah,
Throwing
hopefully
at
next
you.
week we'll get
Yep.
Josh from Top Flight Archery, our bowstrings. He can come talk with us. And
I made some other calls that we got some other people too that
Okay,
be
cool.
coming on pretty soon.
Very cool, very cool.
And then we'll maybe get a little bit more in depth on as we get closer to elk season. And by the way, speaking of which, we got some gear giveaways coming up here.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to do that here
Yeah,
starting the next probably 2 weeks. Got some elk calls coming out and some T-shirts and
yeah, we'll get
Some
that
red
stuff
line.
rolling, huh? Yep.
for sure.
Cool. Yeah, people need those before season starts. So
Yep.
it'll be here before you know it.
I know. Man, I know. We're already talking. This is July already.
Right? Yep. It's gonna fly by. Always does.
Yep.
Anyway.
Well, thanks.
Yeah. Jack,
Thanks,
thanks
Jack.
for hanging out with us.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
You
It's
bet.
fun.
It was fun. We'll get you again next time. You can be part of our Antelope Camp podcast.
Yeah.
We'll have to think of a cool name for that
Yeah.
little
Oh, yeah.
series. We could probably do 2 or 3 while we're
I
out there.
bet we. Oh yeah. We could probably do a couple of them. Sure.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Good luck getting me out of there. So just
Right.
keep me out of it. I'm coming out.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Appreciate it, and appreciate your support.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Yep.